three numbers come to the fore regarding the time period that the Bnei Yisrael were in Eretz Mitzrayim. Two from the text, the third extrapolations from the text, built upon a series of assumptions. The first number is 400 and is to be found in connection to the Brit Ben Habatarim, in which God informs Avraham that Yadoa Teida Ki Ger Yeh Zaracha Be'eretz Lo Lahem, that his descendants would be forced into a diasporatic existence. They will be strangers in a land which does not belong to them for a period of 400 years, during which Va'avadum, the host nation, will eventually enslave them, take away their rights as residents and citizens of the land, leading to Ve'inu Otam, a situation of unbearable pain and suffering. A second textual reference to the period in which Bnei Yisrael remained in Egypt is to be found in Sefer Shmot, Perek Yud Bet. The narrator informs us that the Moshe of Bnei Yisrael, the period of time in which Bnei Yisrael remained in Egypt, was 30 Shana va'arba me'ot Shana, a period of 430 years. And majority of the Mefarshim attempt to reconcile the 430-year period and the 400-year period. The final number is 210 and reflects the actual time span of the Bnei Yisrael in Eretz Mitzrayim, beginning with the arrival of Yaakov and his family into Egypt and his settlement in the land of Goshen, up until the eve of the departure following Makat Bechorot. This figure is not specifically stated in the text, but is derived from a close reading of Pasukim relating to the lives of Levi, his son Kahat, his grandson Amram, and his great-grandson Moshe. What is clearly stated is that Moshe was 80 years old as of the eve of the departure from Egypt. This fact, together with a series of assumptions, lead us to a 210-year period from the time that Yaakov arrived in Egypt to the time that Moshe led the Bnei Israel out of Egypt. Of this 210-year period, 94 years were years of prosperity. Bnei Yisrael paru vayishrutzu vayirbu vayazmu b'moed mo'od, from the opening sentences of Sefer Shmot. This was followed by 116 years of enslavement, in which vayamaru et chayehim ba'avoda kasha, ultimately leading to the tragedy of an attempted ethnic cleansing of the Bnei Yisrael, with the command that kol ha-ben ha-yilod ha-ye'ora tashlichuhu. Every male child was to be drowned in the waters of the Nile River. This is the point that the Rebbe in the Sikha amplifies, whereby at Moshe's very first encounter with HaKadosh Baruch Hu at the burning bush, God tells him that Ra'or ra'iti et oni ami asher b'Mitzrayim, I have seen the suffering, the affliction of my nation who are in Egypt. Ve'tzakatam shamati mipnei nogshav, I have heard their cries. Ki yadati et machovav, I know, I am aware of, I am sensitive to their pain. Three key verbs describing a God not who rules with a mighty hand, but rather a God who has empathy, who has sensitivity, who sees, who knows, who hears, who then goes on to inform Moshe that he now intends to go down into Egypt, into that land, and bring the people out to an Eretz Zavat Chalav U'Davash. And this raises the theological question. If he had the ability to, from the very outset, God should never have allowed this tragic situation to develop to the point of ethnic cleansing for over 116 years.